not going to tell you that it gets better with time. Time doesn't heal anything by itself. In fact, time just reveals what you decided to do with the pain. Some of you aren't waiting for things to get better. You're waiting to feel different first. You're waiting to feel motivated, to feel confident again, to feel certain again. But that feeling might not come, and that's the part nobody tells you. In the Bible, perseverance is never described as emotional. It's described as being deliberate. In James 1:2-4 it says, "Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let that perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete." Notice what it says though. It says perseverance is doing its thing, which means trials do work, even when they feel pointless. What if this season isn't here to break you? In fact, it's here to expose you on what you've been building your identity on. Some of you aren't exhausted because life is hard. In fact, you're exhausted because what you were relying on has now collapsed. The relationship ended, the plan failed. The version you were clinging on to has eventually now disappeared. And now you're not just grieving outcomes, you're now grieving control. And that is deeper than motivation. In fact, that's identity as mentioned in Ecclesiastes. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never plant. Translation is if you wait until you think you feel certain, ready, or powerful enough to move on, you will never move. You don't get strong before resistance, you get strong when it happens. Here's the reality check. Some of you don't want things to get better. You want things to go back to when it felt safe, back to when it made sense, back to when you didn't have to grow. But better and familiar are not the same thing. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" So a new thing isn't comfortable because it doesn't feel like it's relieving you at first. It feels like unfamiliar ground, and that's why you feel like nothing is improving straight away, because you're measuring growth by comfort. What if it's getting better in ways you can't emotionally recognize yet? What if your endurance is already proof of your change? You're still here, you're still breathing, you're still listening. And that's not weakness, that is quiet strength. But the Bible doesn't always necessarily tell you that pain goes away quickly. It promises refinement, just like how gold isn't always ruined by fire. In fact, gold is revealed by it. So maybe this isn't about surviving until happiness comes back. Maybe it's about someone who can carry more without collapsing. You can give up, you have that freedom, but understand this, quitting doesn't remove the lesson. It only delays it with the same insecurity, the same fear, the same change or shame. It waits for you in the next season. It will get better because you stop demanding life to feel good so that you can remain faithful. And you don't need the hype right now, you need direction from God. Direction will never shout at you, whispers to you. It says, take the next step. Not the whole staircase, just the next step. You don't have to feel hopeful to move forward, you just have to refuse to quit. Better isn't always louder, sometimes it's deeper. If you're still here listening, you're already proving that it's not over.